Welcome to this Tuesday's topic on short-chain fatty acids, reducing inflammation with short-chain fatty acids. I am Ashley Anderson, registered dietitian, personal trainer, and owner of Move Fully Nourished, where we specialize in nutrition and exercise coaching using an integrative approach to help active adults achieve their optimal health, healing the mind, the body, and the spirit. Our integrative approach is designed to empower you as well as transform your lifestyle and relationship with food forever. So what are short chain fatty acids and why should you care about them? Short chain fatty acids are produced by our gut bacteria. So when these bacteria break down insoluble fiber from what we eat in our diet, short chain fatty acids are produced. So a diet rich in fiber will feed the gut bacteria, and the gut bacteria will then produce the short chain fatty acids as a byproduct. So this is one of the most important features of really that symbiotic relationship between the human body and the microbiome inside the digestive tract. I want to discuss a little bit about the important roles that short chain fatty acids have inside the gut lumen. They are the preferred fuel source for the cells lining of the large intestine, and they promote the growth of new cells and repair the cells that have been damaged. They also have an amazing anti-inflammatory effect in the large intestine. And short chain fatty acids improve and correct what we refer to as heal and seal intestinal permeability by stimulating mucus production. So intestinal permeability basically just means how easily substances pass through the intestinal wall. When the cells, tight junctions of the intestinal walls become loose, the gut becomes more permeable, which allows bacteria and toxins to pass from the gut into the bloodstream. And this is commonly referred to as leaky gut, which is harmful to our bodies, our mental health, and our digestive health. So another way that short chain fatty acids can improve our health is that they can improve your body's glucose tolerance and insulin sensitivity. And they can promote satiety, feelings of fullness and satisfaction. They are also so important to gut health because reduced levels have been directly linked with digestive disorders such as irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, and even colon cancer. Multiple studies have found that restoring healthy levels of short chain fatty acids can significantly improve symptoms and even reverse the damage associated with certain digestive disorders. The most common causes that I see and that we see at Move Fully Nourished for low short chain fatty acid levels include diarrhea, because rapid transit leads to a decrease in short chain fatty acid production, constipation, which actually leads to an increase in short chain fatty acid absorption, and then inflammation or high calprotectin, which is a marker that we measure when we have our clients do a stool sample test for us. Also, chronic antibiotic use causes low short chain fatty acid production. And a side note, and something to remember, is that antibiotics are also found in our food supply, not just taken as a prescription. So be aware of the quality of meats that you purchase. Also, another cause of low short chain fatty acids is decreased whole fiber intake and a diet rich in carbohydrates. And lastly, severe dysbiosis, which is a common cause of low short chain fatty acid levels, meaning having abundance of bad bacteria versus helpful bacteria in the gut. So let's discuss, why is it important for your body to be able to produce short chain fatty acids? First, short chain fatty acids can strengthen your immune system. Chronic inflammation plays a key role in many chronic health conditions, and short chain fatty acids are a powerful anti-inflammatory agent. So not just in the gut, but throughout the rest of your body, your whole body. And lower inflammation leads to a more regulated immune system. Short chain fatty acids can also aid in weight loss. Short chain fatty acids make up about 70% of the fuel used by our colonocytes, which are the cells of your colon. But they also influence how other nutrients are absorbed in the body, meaning short chain fatty acids can help bring your metabolism into balance and maybe even help you shed a few pounds. Short chain fatty acids, by short, we call them SCFAs in writing. They act as energy substrates for the metabolism of glucose, cholesterol, and lipids, meaning they serve as a starting material for those biochemical reactions that break down these molecules. And because they play a role in how glucose is metabolized, the less or lower the amount of reducing short chain fatty acids have been associated with the development of chronic metabolic disorders like obesity, insulin, diabetes. So regulating short-chain fatty acid levels can really help improve glucose homeostasis and increase insulin sensitivity, and therefore aid in weight loss, all which are positive metabolic changes. And these metabolic changes are what leads to the weight loss. So short-chain fatty acids, they can enhance the secretion of gut hormones as well, like glucagon-like peptides and peptide YY. When these are secreted, these hormones can help produce or help reduce your appetite, inhibit gastric emptying, and help your body burn fat. So meaning more short-chain fatty acids results in you feeling less hungry, giving your metabolism a boost. Short-chain fatty acids can also support your brain health. So more and more studies are finding evidence that directly links the health of our gut and the composition of your microbiome, so the bacteria in your gut, to the health of your brain. It's like the second brain. The microbiome composition and the short-chain fatty acids have been found to be directly impacted by various diseases of the central nervous system, including neurodegenerative diseases, neuroinflammatory diseases, and psychiatric diseases. So short-chain fatty acids, they play an important role in overall brain health because they help to maintain the blood-brain barrier. This barrier acts as like a gatekeeper and helps to control the exchange of molecules between your brain and your circulatory system. So short-chain fatty acids, their role in psychiatric disorders is really gaining a lot of interest because they've been found that they helped to mediate the communication along the gut-brain axis through their impact on various communication channels, and really the gut and the brain used to talk to each other, like the vagus nerve, your gut hormones, neurotransmitters, the endocrine system. But this has the potential to really completely change the way we treat psychiatric conditions like anxiety and depression. So think about that. The way we eat affects our emotions, people. One of the biggest reasons people don't get enough short-chain fatty acids is because they are lacking fermentable fiber in their diets. While a diet high in fiber that comes from a variety of fruits and vegetables is a good foundation, one of the best sources of fermentable fiber are resistant starches. Now, resistant starches are a type of fiber that is resistant to digestion, meaning that they make it to your intestines completely intact. And this is important because the bacteria in your colon, the end of your intestinal tract, has more material to work with, meaning the more short-chain fatty acids are produced. So of the best sources of resistant starches, some of these include green bananas. You can add green banana flour to your smoothie as well. Raw plantains, raw potato starch, cooked and cooled rice or potatoes and legumes are all great sources of short-chain fatty acids and resistant starch. How else can you increase your short-chain fatty acids? So as I've mentioned, a healthy diet high in fermentable fibers is the best way to increase your natural production. But because there is so much diversity and potential for imbalance in your microbiome, the amount of short-chain fatty acids that you produce will vary greatly because it depends on your unique makeup of your gut flora ecosystem. So since the overall health of your gut and your microbiome is pivotal when it comes to your ability to produce short-chain fatty acids, I'm going to tell you 3 steps you can take to increase your short-chain fatty acid production. So first, focus on balancing out your microbiome. Without the right balance of bacteria, your body will not be able to properly break down the fiber or produce those short-chain fatty acids. So give your gut the boost it needs with a daily probiotic or a probiotic-rich food source like raw sauerkraut, fermented vegetables, grass-fed or pasture-raised yogurt, kefir if you can tolerate dairy, organic miso or kombucha tea. The second way is to minimize your toxic burden. We are constantly bombarded with countless and potential harmful toxins that can wreak havoc on your gut health. So taking steps to reduce your overall toxic burden can really go a long way in helping to promote a healthy gut. And you can visit the Environmental Working Group's website or just Google EWG Healthy Home Checklist to learn more about taking steps to minimize your toxic burden at home. The third step is to consume fiber-rich foods such as vegetables, fruits, and legumes. Foods like artichokes, especially Jerusalem artichokes, garlic, leeks, onions, asparagus, green bananas, apples, apricots, carrots, oranges, cooked and cooled rice and potatoes, as I mentioned before, and legumes Also, grass-fed butter, cheese, and milk, if you can tolerate dairy, are good sources of those short-chain fatty acid called butyrate. Getting short-chain fatty acids from a diet is extremely important. So remember, your bacteria eats what you eat. Thus, the goal should be to increase the bacteria that helps produce short-chain fatty acids to indirectly increase short-chain fatty acids then in the colon. And by increasing dietary prebiotic fibers and polyphenols, that should always be the first consideration if short-chain fatty acids are suboptimal. So there you have it. This has been a discussion on the importance of short-chain fatty acids and why, how ways to help improve your ecosystem of your microbiome, to help strengthen your immune system, aid in weight loss, support your brain health, and reduce overall systemic inflammation. Thank you so much for joining in on this discussion today and for caring about your health, because it truly matters, not just for the betterment of you and your health, but for the health of mankind. So have a wonderful rest of your day, and thanks so much for joining.